Some people become the safe place for everyone else. They're the ones who listen, comfort, understand, without ever asking for the same in return. But what happens when the healer starts to hurt? This is the emotional cost of being everyone's therapist. Have you ever noticed how people always seem to come to you when they're falling apart? They call when they're crying, text when they're lost, and pour their pain into you like you're some kind of bottomless well. You listen, you care, you hold space for them, and somehow you always find the right words to make them feel a little lighter. But what happens when you're the one who's breaking? There's a quiet kind of exhaustion that comes from being everyone's therapist. It's not loud, it doesn't scream for help, it just sits inside you, heavy, patient, waiting to be acknowledged. Because when you're the person others depend on, it's easy to forget that you also need someone to lean on. We often mistake empathy for strength. We think that being the listener, the healer, the fixer means we have it all together. But behind that calm voice and understanding nod, there's someone silently asking, who will hold me when I can't hold anyone else? Psychologically, this is something called compassion fatigue. It's what happens when your emotional energy is constantly spent on comforting others, but never replenished. You absorb other people's pain, their heartbreak, their self-doubt, their stories, and even if you don't realize it, those emotions stay with you, like invisible fingerprints left all over your heart. And slowly, your own feelings start to blur. You can't tell if you're sad because of something in your life or because someone else's pain has seeped into yours. You start feeling emotionally numb or drained or distant, but you keep showing up anyway, because that's what you do. You show up for people. I think the hardest part about being everyone's therapist is that you rarely get permission to fall apart. People see you as the strong one, the one who understands, the one who always knows what to say. So even when you're tired, even when your chest feels heavy with words you've never said out loud, you still smile. You still ask, how are you? Because that's the role you've been given. But here's the truth. Being kind doesn't mean being endless. Empathy is beautiful, but it's not infinite. And when you give too much of yourself without pause, without boundaries, your kindness starts to cost you. You begin to resent the very people you care about, not because they're bad, but because you're empty. You can't pour from a cup that's been dry for too long. There's a quiet bravery in finally saying, I can't hold this right now. In realizing that being available to everyone all the time is not love, it's self-abandonment. And maybe that's the shift we need. To understand that compassion also means compassion for ourselves. That sometimes the most healing thing we can do is step back, breathe, and let the world figure itself out for a moment without us. You deserve to be understood, not just useful. You deserve to be listened to, not just leaned on. You deserve rest, real rest, the kind that doesn't come with guilt attached to it. So if you've been feeling that quiet ache lately, that strange sadness that doesn't belong to you, maybe it's time to check in with yourself. Ask the same question you ask everyone else. How are you, really? And when you answer, be honest, be gentle, because the truth is, hold everyone else together are often the ones who are quietly falling apart. And sometimes what they need most is permission to stop holding everything. You are allowed to not have the answers. You are allowed to take space. You are allowed to rest, to disconnect, to heal. The emotional cost of being everyone's therapist is real. But so is the possibility of finding balance. You can still be kind without carrying the world. You can still love deeply without losing yourself in the process. So tonight, when your phone buzzes and someone asks, can we talk? Maybe you'll pause for a second. Maybe you'll check in with your own heart first. And maybe for once you'll say, not right now. And that doesn't make you selfish. It just makes you human. If you've always been the person others turn to, maybe it's time you turn toward yourself, not to shut the world out, but to remember that you belong in it too, not as a savior, not as a solution, but as a soul who deserves care. Because healing isn't just about helping others find peace, it's about letting yourself rest in it too. Take care of your heart. It's been listening for a long time.